Are you wondering if you should take Social Security at 62? I mean, the benefit is right there. All you have to do is claim Social Security and you could start getting some kind of lifetime benefit. In today's video, we're going to review 4 different scenarios where not only does it make sense to take Social Security at 62, but you're actually going to get more lifetime cumulative benefit by filing earlier than waiting. So, 3 out of these 4 scenarios, there's actually no break even point. In this video, we're going to review a couple different terms. One is the break-even point that we're going to cover during the first scenario, and also the earnings test is important to consider. You have to take into consideration if you have any kind of income, you may be subject to what's called the earnings test. So this year it's 23,000, right around 23,000 and change. For every $2 over that amount that you're making in income, the Social Security Administration is going to withhold $1 of benefit. So it's very possible if you're making enough money that you could file for Social Security and get nothing. So you got to take into consideration the earnings test. But let's go ahead and jump into this first scenario. So the first scenario is a gentleman named John, and John is not in great health. Now, for the sake of example, we're going to assume that he's going to live till 90 to show you what the break-even analysis looks like. So his benefit at full retirement age is 3,500, and this chart shows that his maximum lifetime benefit, so the darker part of the chart shows that that's his maximum benefit. So if he were to live until age 90, he can actually get more cumulative lifetime benefit by waiting. So he gets 1.6 million. If he were to take at age 62 over here, he's going to get 1.2 million roughly. And so that's a difference of 450,000. All right. So the break even that I want to show you is that you can see by waiting, he's going to get what's called delayed retirement credit. Is 3,500 a month is what he gets at his full retirement age. If he takes it at 62, he'll get 70% of that benefit. If he waits until 70, he's going to get delayed retirement credits, which is 8% a year non-compounded. So he's going to get a higher benefit at 70. And you can see the slope of this line is a lot steeper, right? So he waits till 70, he gets a higher monthly benefit, and it catches up to the total lifetime benefit of taking at 62, and then it surpasses it. So let's take a look at this is the cumulative lifetime benefit. And you can see here, if he takes it at age 62, he's going to get $24,000 a year. If he takes it at 70, he's getting 63,000. But the total lifetime benefit by the time he gets to age 70 is already $290,000. So when we talk about break even, what we mean is how long does it take this benefit, taking at age 70, to surpass this benefit of taking at age 62? Now let's take a look at what happens if we assume his life expectancy is shorter. Watch this area over here because right now the maximum lifetime benefit is age 70. That's when he can get the most out of the Social Security Administration if he were to live until 90. But if we were to move his life expectancy to age 70, those colors change and his total lifetime benefit is going to be maximized if he were to take it at 62. So here you can see the break even is non-existent. If he were to wait until 68, he gets 2 years worth of benefit and then he dies. So in this scenario, it makes a lot more sense for him to take at age 62. So now let's look at a scenario of a couple, Frank and Jenny, where Frank is much older. So Frank is 73 years old. He's not a lot older, he's 13 years older. Jenny is 60 years old. But Frank is currently taking Social Security and Jenny hasn't filed yet. So the question is, does Jenny file at age 62 or does she wait? Now, in this case, it's also important to take into consideration life expectancy. So Frank is 73, but we assume that he's going to live until age 85. So right now we have both of their life expectancies set at 85. We have Frank is 73, Jenny is 60, and Frank is currently receiving $37.50 a month. So in this case, if Jenny were to wait until 67, this is what happens because if she waits until 67, which is 7 years from now, Frank is gonna be 80. She will have given up 5 years worth of benefits by waiting until age 67 rather than taking it at 62. And then Frank would predecease her at age 85. So here is Jenny waiting all the way till her age 67. She gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years worth of benefits, and then Frank dies. Because Frank's benefit was higher than hers at the time of his passing, then Jenny's benefit would go away and she would assume Frank's benefit, also known as her survivor benefit. So here we can see in the last year of Frank's life, his benefit is 4920 and Jenny's benefit is 3280. And then when Frank predeceases Jenny, her benefit goes away and she gets her survivor benefit. So here you can see this was her benefit prior to his passing, and then she gets a survivor benefit which brings her up to whatever his benefit was at the time of his passing. So she is giving up 5 years of benefit by waiting until age 67. So let's take a look at the difference if she were to take it at age 62. So she's getting an additional 5 years worth of benefits before Frank dies. And then she still gets her same survivor benefit at the time of his passing. So let's look at the break even, because remember how I said that in many of these scenarios, there is no break even. So in this case, because of Frank's life expectancy at age 85, and because of their difference in age, the maximum benefit is her taking at age 62, and there is no break even. So this line continues in parallel with the others. The alternative age here is her taking at age 67. And then the latest is if she were to wait until age 70. So you can see these jumps here are, are jumping up when she gets her survivor benefit. And if we look at the comparison of the total cumulative lifetime benefits, we can see that taking at age 62 just gets her more money. Over her lifetime, she's going to get more money if she takes it at 62 than if she does any other scenario that we've looked at. Now we're going to look at the scenario of a widow named Jenny who has a working history. So Jenny has a working history of her own, but she also is eligible for survivor benefits. So Jenny is age 62, and if she were to file today, she could file for her survivor benefit and allow her benefit to grow. So remember, unlike spousal benefits, where spousal benefits, if you take them early, you also get a haircut on your benefit, just like if you take your own benefit early. But survivor benefits are different. So you can take survivor benefits without affecting your benefit, and you can allow your benefit to grow. So in this case, Jenny is going to take her survivor benefit at age 62. So she's going to take her survivor benefit at age 62, and she's going to allow her benefit to grow past her full retirement age and all the way to age 70, where she's going to get all of her delayed retirement credits. So she's going to really allow her benefit to maximize its value, and she's going to get some benefit in the meantime. So in this case, there is no alternative. There is no break even. Now let's look at this chart because it's important to see that she's going to get her survivor benefit by filing at age 62 until she reaches age 70, when she's going to flip and she's going to take her own benefit based on her delayed retirement credits and her working history. So here we can see the break even analysis, and there is no break even. If she were to wait any amount past age 62, she's going to be leaving money on the table, and her total cumulative lifetime benefit is going to be less than if she were to have taken her survivor benefit at age 62 and then switch to her own benefit at age 70. So now remember, survivor benefit can be taken at age 60. So if we would have been talking to Jenny earlier on, we would have advised her to start taking her Social Security benefit at age 60 and then let her benefit to continue to grow past her full retirement age, just as in this scenario, and then take her benefit at age 70 with delayed retirement credits. So now let's look at our last scenario, which is sort of unique, but I think it might be more common than you think, because John is 62 and he has the only working history. So his older spouse is 67, Jane, and she has no working history. So she has no Social Security benefit that's available to her until John files. So let's take a look at these variables. So John's 62, Jane's 67, right? And Jane has no benefit. So if she were to file at age 67, she wouldn't get anything because she is only eligible for spousal benefits. Now, you remember spousal benefits only work if your spouse has already filed. So if the higher income earning spouse has already filed, then the lower income earning spouse can file and get half of whatever the higher income earning spouse's primary insurance amount was, or whatever his benefit or her benefit would be at full retirement age. So Jane has no working history, and so her benefit would be zero at full retirement age. John has a working history, and his benefit would be $3,800 a month at full retirement age. So, for sake of example, let's start out assuming that both of their life expectancies are 90. Now, with the life expectancy of 90, there is a difference in whether or not they wait versus taking it early. So, here you can see that if John were to file today, so John files at 62, Jane's able to immediately file for her spousal benefit at age 67. So they can start getting benefits today. So that looks like they're starting out immediately and getting in the first year, they're going to get $43,000 year one. If they wait, they get nothing. So let's go back and look at what this difference is. So $291,000 worth of total lifetime cumulative benefits is the total difference. Now, if we change John's life expectancy, watch this number right here because it's a pretty powerful difference. If he lives to 85, that total difference drops to 75,000. Now, if he lives to 80, that difference is almost non-existent. Total cumulative lifetime benefits, that's over their entire life, of 30,000. So if John were to file at age 69, which is now the maximum amount that they could get, there would be a total cumulative lifetime benefit of 1.5, a little over 1.5 million. And if they were to file early at age 62 and 67, respectively, they would get 1,526,000. So let's go back and look at age 90 and look what the break even looks like. So this is the chart showing that they're getting nothing. They're getting nothing until John is age 70, so that's 8 years from now, and Jane is at age 75. And then here's the break even. So this is interesting because they have a higher break even. So it's in their 80s, and that's pretty typical. But you can see when John dies, their total lifetime benefit on this alternative scenario, that's taking it early, goes down a little bit because one of their benefit goes away, and the surviving spouse then gets what's called the surviving benefit or survivor benefit. Now, watch what happens if we were to lower his life expectancy again and go back and look at that break even. So if we lower his life expectancy to age 80, again, the difference here is only $30,000 over their lifetime. And we see what the break even is. It almost doesn't even break even before the end of his life. So here's the alternative scenario. In this case, the alternative scenario is not the higher benefit, right, over their lifetime. So the alternative scenario is this line here. And the other scenarios outweigh in total lifetime benefit, but only by a slight amount, and it only passes near the end of his life. and that's him living till age 80. So in conclusion, there are many different scenarios where it makes a lot of sense to take it 62, and not just for the reason that you're drawing on your portfolio less. So I know there's a lot of analysis out there that says, well, you should take it at 62 no matter what because you're going to draw on your portfolio less. So all of these scenarios are really more based around the total lifetime benefit. And by taking it 62 in these scenarios, you can really maximize your overall benefit. I hope you're able to find some parallels with your own situation. And please, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and hit the thumbs up and be on the lookout for more videos from this channel. Thank you.